Hey, Todd Burry from toddburry.com. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to properly use an information tool, right? Like a presentation tool. And there's a couple different mechanisms that you can, or styles that you can use them. But first, one thing never to do. I see people do this all the time. I just don't get it, but they do it, right? Don't send a link to the information tool blind, right? Don't send it in an approach. Reach out, don't spam it to someone in Messenger, don't do that. You devalue it when you do it, right? And people won't want it, they will run from you, okay? So I'm just saying that if no one's told you that before, that's something not to do. If you don't get anything else from this, that will help you, okay? But think about your information tool as a bridge. The great thing about an information tool is it's highly duplicatable, right? It's going to be consistent. It's going to deliver the same information all the time, right? It allows you to put information in front of more people. It leverages your time. It never gets tired, right? So that's the power of a tool. It's a duplicatable thing. But understand, right? The most powerful thing you have is your story, right? Your true, honest story. And if you haven't gotten good training on how to do that, make sure you either look for it on my blog, because there's plenty of stuff on my blog about it. There's also plenty of stuff in my Facebook fan page on it, how to properly tell a story, because that's the most powerful tool that you have. Information tools just augment that. And then, obviously I teach it really deeply in the Blueprint Process training. And teach it in the process book too. So there's many ways that you can learn exactly how to do this. But today I want to talk about a tool. So the ideal way to use a tool is tell your story and then use the tool. And you only have to tell a snippet of your story to make a tool powerful, because then that frames the tool. That makes the tool, that makes someone see the tool, look at the tool in a different light. So framing a tool with your story is powerful. If you happen to be meeting with someone first, you tell your story, and then the tool's the next step in information. If they even need it, you might even be able to show it to them right then, but they might not need it if you tell the story. But that's my favorite way to use it, but that takes a little bit more time, right? So if you're going to use a tool first, understand, right? Understand the difference. If you use a tool first without any framing, right, without any, expressing your story or talking to them about their situation, the numbers will be less, right? That's okay, because you can do more numbers with a tool than you can when you are the tool, but the numbers will be less. You won't have the same conversion, right? Because nothing is like conversation, connection, relationship. That's where it's all happening, right? But when you do that, right, when you use an information tool prior to having a deeper conversation, right? You've done a reach out and said, hey, I remember you saying this, or I know that you work on this kind of thing, or hey, I'm not sure if this is for you, but I'm expanding a business, or I'm working on something that's going really well, and you're the kind of person I'd love to work with, or you're all open to taking a look at something at this moment, right? If it's not for you, that's cool, right? Or I have a 5-minute video. You can market the video, right? You can point to the thing. Hey, I've got a 5-minute video that talks about this cool thing I'm doing. It might not be for you, but are you at all open to checking it out, right? Anything like that, right? Again, I teach all that stuff, so I'm just throwing these out of the top of my head. But those kind of approaches, then the person says, yeah, and you send the tool, right? I would suggest you put a little bit of frame in what you send, right? So if you're sending it by email or messenger, I would put a tiny snippet of your story ahead, because that's your opportunity to. If they don't like the video, you got no shot for the most part, unless you're really skilled. And so put a little bit, hey, here comes the video's coming. I learned about this 7 years ago or 7 months ago, and I was really struggling with and this has really helped me. I hope you watch it right away, and then let's talk, right? So you give them a little bit of what might be in it for them, right? So that's simply how you do it on each side, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. The key is to get a lot of them out, right? And then when you follow up, ask questions like, what did you like best? What did you like about it, right? What struck you? What would you like to accomplish? Or what do you need to know? Or what's important to you? Or, right? You just have a conversation, right? Don't focus when you're in the front side of the process, right? Your approach, your information story, which is where your tool sits, right? Then your follow-up. In that front side, do not focus on conversion, right? You're looking at, are you open? That's all you're looking for. Just open. Nothing more. They're not looking for interested. Open. You find out about interested after the conversation, right? It goes from open to interested or not interested, right? Because you can't be interested by definition in something you don't know, right? You can only be interested if you know it. So you have to be open to know it, right? So think about that. That's the path, open to interested. And so that's all you're focused on here, because once they're interested, you're purely in a conversation. And that's where you want to be. You don't have to be a super closer to be highly successful. You just got to be nice and in a conversation and ask when the time is right. All right. So I hope that was helpful. It was a quick little shot here, but this is something as simple as this can help you build your business substantially. All right. So feel free to share. And again, I mentioned the 27 scripts. If you're new to me, head over to toddburry.com and put in your email and get that free download. That will help you so much. All right. See you next time.